Welcome to the Onion Buns. This week's version of Lefties Lying. Before we get into that, if you like the content I make, please like and subscribe. And if you do like the content I make, please share it. Let everybody see it. They can decide if they want to like it or subscribe or follow it or never look at it again. It's completely up to them. So anyway, this week we're going to go pretty heavy on Mark Carney. He just got anointed, installed as the Prime Minister of Canada, and that's the last time you're ever going to hear me call him that, unless he actually wins an election and isn't just anointed. But I've said it before, he's the gift that just keeps on giving when it comes to this stuff. So to start off, we have Carney completely avoiding a really softball question once again. I've said it before, this guy hates being asked questions by the media. I think this will be the biggest reason for his downfall when all is said and done, is he is so bloody arrogant, egotistical. He takes it as a personal insult that anyone would dare ask him a question. So you got to watch him do this one. Like he goes out of his way to not answer the question.
And when you're in Europe, are you going to be seeking assurances from Canada's allies that this country will never become America's 51st state? And when would it be an appropriate time for you to take that message to the U.S. president?
Well, I've been clear. Personally, I've been clear. The ministers behind me, I think, to an individual, when asked, have been clear.
The other thing I want to mention is right here. This is Christina Freeland. She is doing her absolute best bobblehead impersonation while Carney is not answering the question. It's absolutely hilarious.
We will never, ever, in any way, shape, or form, be part of the United States. America is not Canada. Look at the ceremony we just had. You could not have had that ceremony. You would not have that ceremony in America. Look at the cabinet behind me. You would not have that cabinet in America. You do not have that cabinet in America. We are a very fundamentally different country. So irrespective of any issues economically, fundamentally to our core, to our identity, c'est une des raisons, is one reason why we have a minister, and I will thank Monsieur Guilbeault to be our Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture and bringing in all those aspects.
He was asked a really simple question. When you go to Europe, are you going to be basically trying to improve trade? That's all he was asked.
And reinforcing it. So before we get to the economics of it, we won't be part of it. And when we get to the economics, then the president is a successful business person and deal maker. We're his largest client in so many industries. As the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Industry, Monsieur Leblanc and Monsieur Champagne have made this point. And clients expect respect and working together in a proper commercial way. So the nature of Canada means we won't. The economics means we shouldn't. And what you will see from this government is focusing on building here at home, building with different partners abroad, and that will reinforce the point. It's good. We're doing it for our own reasons, to be clear, for our own people, for the high-paying jobs. But eventually, the truth will out, and
Okay, so these three that you can see, even bobblehead Freeland here, look at the looks on their faces. They're just as confused by what the hell he's saying as anyone watching this video. And he still hasn't even begun to answer the question he was asked.
Americans will understand as well. Thank you.
Our allies, sir, do you want to...
I don't think we need to hear it from... Nous sommes maîtres. We're masters in our home. We're in charge.
Now he's getting angry that this reporter is asking him questions. You can hear his voice start to get aggravated and agitated.
You know, we're in charge. It's always nice when people say nice things about you, but we don't need it. We're not seeking it. What the discussions I will have on behalf of the government in Paris and in London will relate to opportunities that both our countries share, as well as our shared history.
So there you go. It's right out of the gate. His very first press conference, I guess you want to call it, already not answering the question. Very simple question. Very easy. All he had to say was yes. Yes or no. That's it. There was nothing tough about it. But he went on this long-winded spew that answered absolutely nothing, to the point that even his cabinet was like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, like I said, Mark Carney is the gift that just keeps on giving. So for our next clip, we have in Lefties Lying, we have the CBC calling out Mark Carney. I'm sure this was not intentional because, as I've said, the CBC carries water for him, but even the CBC couldn't avoid this one. Mark Carney has tried to tell the general public that he's a new liberal and he's going to take the liberals back to the center left and everything like that. But he filled his cabinet with 87% of Trudeau's cabinet. So it's the same government. It's the same people in this. Maybe a few of them got switched around, but it's the same cabinet. So he lied. He told a bold-faced lie, and even the CBC's calling him out on it. Take a look at this.
I will say, David, if you're looking at this today, you're not going to see, like, so far we don't have any new faces. So that speaks to the way the Conservatives are going to frame this, I think, a little bit. These are all ministers who were in Justin Trudeau's cabinet, now in Mark Carney's cabinet.
Certainly in the senior roles. I mean, Bill Blair is in the same job. Petty Haidu is in the same job. Jonathan Wilkinson, we believe, is next. I think either he stays in, well, it's out. We know yes, he is staying in his job as Minister of Energy and Natural Resources. So there is continuity in a lot of these key things. The changes are more kind of on the margins, or at least in the swapping of roles.
Yeah, the continuity of things. Nothing's changed. He lied, told you time and time again, proved it time and time again. Mark Carney is a pathological liar. So yeah, we got the new cabinet. It's the same as the old cabinet. It's got the same radical extremist, alt-left globalist agenda. And yeah, nothing's changed. So I did warn you that this was going to be heavy on Carney. So we got a third clip from Carney, and this one's special with a capital S. So Carney put his assets in a blind trust. Like, he is, again, I'm going to repeat this, and I'm going to keep repeating this. He is absolutely terrified that his conflict of interest will be exposed. So the reporter asks him, what's in your trust? Like, how do we know there's no conflict? And you got to see his response. Like, he goes out of his way to not answer this question again. This is becoming a really obvious pattern for Carney.
Question. Next one. Hi, Prime Minister Carney. I'm Jillian Piper with Global News. I understand that your assets have been put into a blind trust. I wanted to ask you, what is the value of the assets and where did they come from? How can Canadians know that there's no conflict of interest if they don't know where the assets come from?
That's an odd question, or odd way of framing it. The assets are in a blind trust. So, and can I point out that for those who don't follow this, I have 6 months to put, or 120 days to put the assets in a blind trust. I already have put the assets in a blind trust. And once assets are in a blind trust, you don't know, by definition, you don't know the assets because the...
Okay, he's trying to tell you that he doesn't know what's in his portfolio. I don't care that he put it in a blind trust. He knows what's in his portfolio. There is the conflict. He is telling you right now, I don't know. Oh, some mystical manager is going to change my entire portfolio on me, and I don't know what's in it. This guy is so full of shit.
Trustees take over the responsibility. I would like to reassure you that the assets that I have were earned through employment income, employment as a public servant, and employment in the private sector. And I would note as well that employment in the private sector is something that the leader of the opposition has never experienced.
So there you go. Rather than just answer the question with a straightforward answer, he double talks about a blind trust. He pretends he doesn't know what's in his portfolio. Well, what type of businessman is he if he doesn't know what his portfolio details? I mean, come on, seriously. Like, even the most radicalized alt-left globalist lemming has to recognize that for the lie it is. But then he deflects it and tries to attack Poilievre. It's like, this guy can't open his mouth without lying. All right, so I can't take any more of Mark Carney, so I got to switch it up a bit. As I said, it's pretty obvious Mark Carney's going to be a pretty regular contribution into the Lefties lying show. So, you know, we can stop here, and next week I'm sure I'm going to have more clips with him because he can't help himself. He's absolutely, positively allergic to telling the truth or answering a straightforward question. So we're going to switch it up. We have a new liberal cabinet member. She's a new whip or something, and we thought Justin Trudeau was a bad actor. I think we found somebody even worse. And I'm going to classify this as lying because her acting skills are just terrible. Like, freaking Kardashians are better actresses than this woman. So yeah, take a look at this.
Yeah, it's not always a full cabinet post, Rosie, so this is an interesting choice.
Do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that I will truly and faithfully and to the best of my skill and knowledge execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Chief Government Whip.
Oh, I truly and solemnly and oh my goodness and oh my God. Where do they find these people? Really? Where do they find these people? Nobody with a brain is believing that performance. I'm sure there is D-grade actors and actresses out there that are better actors and actresses than what she just did. Like, wow. Anyway, that's all I got for you this week. There's only so many liberal things I can take in a weekly episode. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, so you liking and subscribing is it's huge help. It really is. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. Always feel free to leave a comment. Don't worry, I don't swing my cane very hard anymore if I dislike your comment. And as always, pew 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Bye.